Hey, what's going on? What's up, y'all? My name is Aaron, aka ATTUO, and I'm here today to just, check in with you guys and just have a conversation about how I stayed creative or inspired or whatever word you want to call it during this last year, um, that pandemic, COVID-19, 2021, whatever you want to call it. It was crazy for everyone, including myself, and you know, um, it sucked in a way, but also, I'm grateful for the time that it really gave me in this day and age where we're usually too busy to even give ourselves like an extra 5 minutes. You know what I mean? To sit down and just reconnect with ourselves on the inside. And yeah, like I had a whole year to do that. So I consider myself lucky in a way, but yeah, unlucky because as a lot of people did and as I did, I got stood down from my job. I'm lucky to have started again like 3 weeks ago, so very grateful for that. Thank you so much. And but yeah, that whole year, I got to try and just spend time with myself, mentally, physically, and just reconnect with the things that I really love to do and what made me me, really. So, those things included, you know, you're going for walks. I love the walks. Just spent so much time. I was lucky enough to be staying in the city at the time, Melbourne City, and yeah, it was like all the gardens and things there, botanical gardens, beautiful, flowers were going crazy, dragonflies. There you go, like inspiration. It's just everywhere if you take the time out for yourself to experience it, and yeah, go for walks, cooking a lot. I believe that's another creative outlet. The homies and I learned how to cut each other's hair. We bought a set of clippers like everyone else did and started to do those at-home fades, watching the YouTubes, and they turned out alright, like with a lot of practice though. They're coming good, and I'm still enjoying cutting hair at the moment, so if you need a haircut, hit me up. And yeah, so what else I do? I reopened books, gave a bit of a read. Also got the pencils out, gave a bit of a sketch. It had been years, since I had even sketched with pencils. These days we just stuck on like, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign on the computer, and that's not where it started though for me. It started with like pens, pencils, paint. So yeah, picked up some watercolors as well. Got to play with that nice watercolor stock paper, and yeah, and then, like I said, one thing actually that really stood out when I was going for those walks, right? It's like everyone's working at home now, and I get that, and you want to be cozy, right? I want to be cozy all the time, every day, super cozy, and I noticed everyone else was feeling that too, and I noticed a lot of greys, blacks, white hoodies, just plain ones, everyone's rocking around, including myself. And I was like, on top of the masks being like a uniform, now we're all uniforming in these like, plain monotone kind of colors, and it was kind of, it's boring actually. I'm just gonna be honest with you, it's super boring to see. And I was like, yo, we gotta like splash some color here. You know what I mean? It's everyone be looking like a blank canvas just walking around, and I'm just imagining like, man, imagine if we threw some flowers at you. Imagine we put some love hearts on you. You know what I mean? How much brighter, more vibrant, like just spreading that positive message. Like, oh, it'd be awesome. So I took it on myself, and I was like, yo, I got a bunch of plain hoodies. Like, why don't I just see if I can do that old school kind of style, like back in the days in like 80s, 90s and all that, how they were doing like, tribute t-shirts and stuff like that, and usually as like a rest in peace kind of gesture, they have like the face and, in loving memory and all that. But I was like, let's just like flip it a bit, So, you know, I really love the raw and the unperfect things, and that's what I get inspired by a lot of the time. So instead of using like a real tight airbrush and all that, I was like, why don't we just get some like, you know, some nice spray cans, get some fat caps and stuff, and you know, get back to the roots a little bit and just like give it a bit of a spray. And so that's what I did, and this was actually one of the first ones that I did right here. It was inspired by Pharrell Williams, the great. And oh, I got like a safety pin. And yeah, and then I just decided like, what kind of messages would I like to see? You know, walking around, and I'm gonna be cozy in this every day. So what kind of messages can I spread? And this one, my first one was, it says, you can do it too. And then I put the smiley face on the back, and on the back it also says, don't be afraid to look up at the sky. And so those are some lyrics from the song, you can do it too. And yeah, like those words have always hit home for me. You know, and especially I can't find a more relevant time while everyone's looking at their phones and all that. Like, don't be afraid, man, to look up at the sky. Look how beautiful it is, you know what I mean? And just take the time out. Take the time out for yourself. And so I started doing these jumpers and hoodies and stuff, and they were turning out real fresh. And you know, homies saw it on my social media, and they're just like, hey, can you make me one? Da da da. Can I buy one off you? This and that. And then before I knew it, like, I had a stack of orders for these jumpers, you know? And I was so grateful for that because, for one, it's just spreading a beautiful message. And, like, I would custom the messages, by the way, to whatever the people wanted. And for two, it just breaks up that boring kind of color that we see every day, you know what I mean? And, yeah, man, like, when I rock mine, I feel so happy, like, you know what I mean? It just, nice colors, just feels good. And yeah, so I was keeping really busy with that, and that brought up a lot of, you know, brought up a lot of inspiration in itself, just finding new techniques and things like that. And that was one of the many ways that I stayed creative during this time. Long story short, maybe I can like hit up on the other topics, you know, talk you through my chicken curry or something recipe next time. But yeah, like I just think keep your eyes open, you know, and keep them peeled for inspiration, because inspiration is everywhere. Don't go waiting or looking for it for too long, because you're going to be looking for it forever, you know. But once you can just be still and just be in the moment, I guess, and you know, just look around, you know, don't be afraid to look up at the sky and see what's around you, and the people that are around you, and the energy and the love that they have, and the love that you have for everything else. You just find inspiration oozing out of everything and everywhere. And yeah, we love that. And yeah, so I think, you know, that time, that last year, it was really tough, but then also I'm again super grateful for it. Grateful for reconnecting with myself and things that I love. And like, when else are you gonna get a year to do that? You know, when else, really? I mean, you could do it any time, but if you're stuck into the 9 to 5 or whatever, you got a day job and all that, you really relate to me on that. And like, think about all the things that you got done, or like the little places that you got to maybe go for a walk or hike to, even just take the time out, and you know, like, think about the time you spend with your loved ones. And you know, I hope they're all still very healthy. I hope you are healthy. And just, you know, as easy as it is to say, but stay positive, right? Even in the hard times and the good times and all that. I mean, you need a balance of both, right? Like, you're not gonna know what's good unless you've experienced some bad, right? And so I believe we all went through a bit of that, and now just like you know, embrace what's going on, and you know, you can't control everything. You can mainly just control this, right? Just a little bit. And but you know, don't box it up too much, and don't be afraid to be yourself, you know. I'm gonna take you guys on a little tour of painting a fresh jumper for homie up in Sydney that hit me up for this. Shout out to you, bro. And yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. Enjoy the process. Peace out, and it was lovely talking to you guys, and I think I gotta make a few more of these, you know, I can just talk forever. And I just hope the message stays around forever, right? Alright, peace out. Love you guys.